Looking at your peers, knowing already what they want to do in the future, while you're still behind, changing opinions every month. Yeah, let's talk about it, because I've experienced it all my life and still now. So hello, I'm Kewin, and today's topic will be the pressure of choosing a field for your life while you're being unsure. Kind of deep for an animation / drawing channel, no? So why I do this video? Because I chose a field that I really didn't like. It was just not for me, which is okay in itself, and fine, and a great experience. But the problem was that I was so delusional that I wanted to stay. I didn't want to face the reality, and I didn't know if I should continue or quit or continue or quit. It was an endless battle in my head. And I don't want you to go through the same thing. But first, more about me. One thing you have to know about me is that I was always unsure of myself, whether it is to make decisions, to make choices. I just knew that I didn't want to pursue being a teacher and art, since I felt like taking my hobby and making it into a career would ruin the passion I have for it, and also mostly because I liked stability, so I didn't want any money problems. I also had a problem with comparing myself to others, a lot. And seeing them choose a more smart or typical field like medicine or law made me feel like I had to not be seen as doing nothing. All of this wasn't really helping me choosing my career because obviously it's based on you. Plus, when I was younger, I thought it was stupid listening to the adults saying, "Yeah, follow your passion, do what you love." In my head, they set us to failure. However, now my opinion on that kind of changed. Not everything is black and white, but also, maybe you don't have any passion and you simply don't know what to do at all. Maybe you will enroll like me in a field, and since you're unsure by nature, you don't know if you'll like it or even hate it. That's why I will give you a list of signals that tells you if what you study is for you. Number 1, you look at the materials and the different courses, and it doesn't bring you any joy or excitement, but rather anxiety. Well, news flash. That may be a sign for you to change field. If you don't have anything that you like, it's a big sign. The second signal, you find it hard to learn and study. Chances are that your brain is sending you a message. Since it's connected to the heart, when you don't like something, your brain will not follow. For example, I try to push myself by doing like 100 revision sheets, by staying up late, by repeating out loud, and even with that, my brain doesn't register those information because it doesn't bring any excitement or sparks or dopamine in my brain. And listen to this, for the brain to work effectively, it needs this boost. The third signal is that you keep procrastinating more than ever. I'm reaching out a little bit with this one, but you get what I mean. Fourth point, you feel like you haven't learned anything in the past year, that you weren't really stimulated, that you didn't use all of your potential because, hey, they don't have any space for your potential in this curriculum. Your brain is not brain dead, no, but numb to all of this. And the last signal is that you don't feel guilty by skipping classes. Now, a little sequence on boredom. I watched a really interesting video about this topic and I learned a lot. So I'm going to share it to you all since it's useful. If we had to say a definition for boredom, it'll be a state where the brain realizes that we are not using our resources in a good way or in a useful way. Boredom is really not seen as good in society, but it also doesn't feel good. Rather than saying being bored is a feeling, it's more of a signal telling you to do something else, to progress, to express your creativity, which sounds good on paper, but it's hard to deal with this feeling since it's unpleasant by nature. Are you getting where I'm going with this? Your brain, when exposed to something that provokes you to be bored, will naturally think of a way to distract you. It can be by thinking of walking or playing music or doing something that you like or something else. However, when you're in class, for example, or you're trying to learn the materials, you can't just live like that and you're forced to be bored. And your brain will think of something else and your mind will wander, which equals to you having a hard time to concentrate. So basically, it's not your fault if you're having a hard time with your studies, no. It's just how your brain works and how it's telling you that this doesn't suit your interests. Although, you can still win against this boredom by setting you goals like, I have to endure this so I can pass this class. And in that case, good luck. If it's only for one class, you're good, I think. Now, finally, how to choose a career for yourself. But I want to start by saying that it's okay to change field even multiple times. And that's a really important point. Sure, you'll feel bad in the moment, maybe because you compare yourself to other people who already knows their dream career. But honestly, don't. A human life is not linear, and so are your studies. All of those changes are redirection into the right road. It gives you experience, and you get to know yourself more. So, we can say it's positive. So the second point is that you should pick the subjects where you're the strongest. And choose a field that has those, because the chances are that you'll like it. Of course, you have to be stimulated by it. For example, math can procure excitement for some people and for others anger. But also, you have to find the subjects kind of easy to succeed, or at least you have to picture yourself succeeding in this course, you know? It's really a personal choice at the end of the day. You can do a comparison sheet where you say your positive attributes and negative ones, or like the subject that you like versus the one that you don't like. Now, the last point, don't overload your career research. What I mean by that is that you can do researches, attend conferences, do an internship or open days, but don't stress yourself to the point of mixing everything up, you know. Try to do it step by step and not searching 20 career options at the same time. I did that and it was really messy. Because we've all searched at least one time in our life 10 jobs that can get us easy money. Let's not lie about that. At the end, it's okay to not know what career you want to do. Even if you feel like you're lonely, you're not. Trust me. So yes, I hope that I helped someone, but that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it, and don't hesitate to comment and stuff, you know. You know the deal. It's not the first time you use YouTube, you know. Anyways, see you! إلى اللقاء! Bye!